We apologize for the technical difficulties. Shout out to our broadcast crew getting us back on the air. We are good to go as North Putnam had a squib kick to start the third quarter. South Putnam with the first possession of the third, up 49-0. And we have a flag on the first play of the second half.
Truthfully, we can just say the ISC generator was trying to keep up with the explosion of this South Putnam offense in that first half, and that was the first moment that it could get recalibrated. But ultimately, running clock in this second half, that lead is over 35 points. So as much as we had some duke it out, drag it out manner in the first half, things will just move quicker because that clock won't stop.
After the penalty, first and long, and another handoff for South Putnam. That is Briar Cook, who scored a rushing touchdown in that first half. He found the end zone. Ty Benton has 3 rushing touchdowns here tonight. Klein with a passing touchdown to Stouch. Calvert with a passing touchdown to Enzer. And Blake Witt with a pick 6 on the defensive side. Those are your 7 touchdowns here tonight for the Eagles. As the throw from Calvert misses down low. And it will bring up third down for South Putnam. Turned into a really, really nice night here in Greencastle. Sun setting. And a shout out to South Putnam. I got to give them credit. Nice turf field. It's been in here for a few years now. The light poles are a little fancy on the backside as they are lit up blue. A little fancy here at the high school football stadium. I like it. It is a fantastic facility here at South Putnam High School.
Truthfully, if you want to just take some time, if you're listening, and have some ability to go on Google and just search what money has been put into South Putnam, upwards of $10 million the last few years. So the ability to improve the aesthetic of your facilities, it does matter. It does play an important part of the athlete experience. But to get that, you need people that believe in it, and obviously many people believe in it. That's why they opened up their checkbooks and made those serious contributions like they did. So this place is a top of the class, Class A type of place, and they deserve all the good coming their way.
On fourth down, they got the defense to jump, and it's a fresh set of downs for the Eagles. Calvert's gonna look long. He's got a receiver, and unable to get the grab was Ryder Rossick. A flag comes flying in, though, as it was Noah McConnell on the coverage for the Cougar defense.
I think everyone, including ourselves, just waiting to see.
They do call the pass interference.
Called and ruled a pass interference. If you're North Putnam, you probably feel like that ball was in an uncatchable radius for that receiver, but the official saw it differently, so 15 yards and another first down for South Putnam.
Yeah, back-to-back penalties, and the Eagles keep marching downfield. As the handoff up the middle, it's Cook. And a nice big tackle there. That was Sam Osborne, the 6-foot junior, listed at 265. Big old gummy bear there for the tackle.
23 tackles a season ago. One of those key returners who's going to have to be a beast on that defensive line. Not many big guys that can go both ways, but Sam Osborne is one of them.
2nd and 10. Cook, once again, has some blockers in front of him and gets it to close to the 30-yard line, maybe the 31. Gain of 4 on the play. It'll bring up third down. So what do the Eagles do here? They're up 49-0. That running clock, we're already halfway through the third quarter. This will be a quick move in second half. In the shotgun, Calvert going to keep it himself. Has some room to the right side. Barrels over his own man. He works his way to the 25.
When you've got a quarterback like Calvert that's just as big as you see offensive linemen out in front of him.
Arm.
And 54, Nathan Tincher, when he's just as big as you, he's going to pack a mighty punch, and Tincher just took the brunt of that one.
Unfortunately, a penalty against the Eagles is going to wipe away that big run from Calvert. False start penalty. We'll spot the ball back at the 36. So it'll be 3rd and 11 for South Putnam. Calvert looking to throw. Sheds a tackler, throws it downfield, and it's through the hands of Gunnar Enzer. The freshman receiver had it, and it slipped right through.
I thought that was an outstanding job by Calvert. Impromptu, on the fly, sheds a tackler. I believe that was Sam Osborne trying to come in for the sack. Eludes him, finds his receiver, and Enzer down the field, and just couldn't connect. But once again, these are first world problems. You have guys that haven't played that much football figuring it out in real time. This isn't practice reps, these are game reps. These can be put in the bank and be pulled out at a later time to ultimately help the Eagles.
On 4th down, looks like the Eagles are going to punt. And they do. It's Drew Klein. And it will roll into the end zone. Looked like it was going to go on a Plinko board, either down inside the 1, and instead it hooked to right into the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Did they? Wait a second. They said it did bounce back, and they're going to spot this at the 2. So how about Drew Klein? Started this game as the quarterback. He's a good punter, and he downs it inside the 5-yard line.
Do you think he could do it again if you asked him to?
That's a great question. I'm wondering if he'll get a second chance at some point in this second half. Unfortunately, a sight familiar for North Putnam tonight. They are starting deep within their own side of the field. From their own 3, they'll start this possession. And right up the middle, the quarterback. Actually, it was a direct snap for the running back, Owen Thurman, and he gets a few yards to give them a little bit of breathing room. Gain of about 3 on the play. They bring up 2nd and 7 from the 6. Under 3 minutes to go in a fast-moving third quarter with that running clock because of South Putnam being up 49-0. Another handoff. Breaking a tackle and a free range there for Styles, or check that, that was Ashton Hamilton with a big run for North Putnam, and he's able to move the chains.
With some backup guys on defense out there, no Damon Cox, no Keenan Mowry Shields to hold up front. Those edges get a
carry. Blake Witt still in there on defense for South Putnam. Landon Hayes, a sophomore, there on the line. Dane Miller is still in. So South Putnam keeping some of the starters. A good mix out there on defense now. Handoff right side. Again, it is Hamilton. Able to go down the sidelines across the 30. Back-to-back first downs on this drive for the Cougars. Starting to look like their first real completed drive of the night, able to put something together here. And again, like we were talking about earlier, Jared, that is, if you're Coach Moore, that's something that you want to build off of. Just, hey, let's get out of this game, but let's see if we can find some things to be proud of before the night is over.
100%. Nice play by Blake Witt. Wasn't fooled by the end around. Quarterback faking the first handoff on Thurman, giving it to the other receiver coming around, and Mr. Witt was standing right there waiting for him.
Yeah, that was Malachi Skidmore, the 5'6" sophomore that got the ball. As the clock winds down under 10 seconds. We'll see if North Putnam decides to even snap the ball before the end of the clock. They do not, and that will be the end of the third quarter. Still 49-0, North Putnam trailing South Putnam. We'll take a break. Fourth quarter coming up next here on the IHSAA Sports Network.
At Mulberry Telecommunications,
it's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications, technology for real people.
Special thanks to Endeavor Communications for being a proud sponsor of tonight's broadcast here on the IHSAA Sports Network. We head to the fourth quarter. Eagles in control, 49-0. Looking to get a win over the rivals here in week 1 of the high school football season. Teams switch sides for the fourth quarter. And North Putnam with another good run up the middle. It's Lincoln Young this time. So how about the Cougars here on offense on this drive? We've seen Tristan Claycomb, we've seen Ashton Hamilton, we've seen Lincoln Young, all three of them with a couple of good runs.
We also saw something in that third quarter we haven't seen all game, and that was no points being scored.
That's a good point.
So nice job on the first play in this fourth quarter by the Cougars coming out trying to inch and claw for their first points of the game.
Pitch out to the right side. Hamilton has some room down the sidelines, and he's forced out of bounds near the 20-yard line. The biggest run of the night for the Cougars, and Ashton Hamilton has North Putnam in the red zone.
Talked about it in that second quarter. The Cougars found a way, even with those starters in on defense for the Eagles, to attack the edges outside of the tackles and outside of the defensive ends. And so far, that narrative has remained true in this fourth quarter, inching closer probably than they've been all game to that end zone, hungry for their first points of the game.
South Putnam going to take a timeout here. That gives us time to thank Endeavor Communications one final time. Game proudly sponsored by Endeavor Communications. They do not just provide ordinary old internet service. They are blazing fast, high-speed, fiber-based service. And it's a game changer. Don't settle for less. Switch to Endeavor for the winning play in connectivity. Visit weendeavor.com or call them at 1-800-922-6677. Endeavor Internet, your fiber connection, your victory. And South Putnam is 11 minutes away from a victory here tonight. 49-0 your score. They scored 7 touchdowns in the first half. Ty Benton with 3 rushing touchdowns tonight to match what he did against North Putnam a year ago. Cook with a rushing touchdown. Klein to Stouch for a passing touchdown. Calvert threw a touchdown to Enzer Blake Witt with a pick 6 on defense. And now North Putnam trying to avoid the shutout as Skidmore once again on the carry. Tried to turn the corner, but was stopped.
I think it's important if we try to quantify specifically what South Putnam has been able to accomplish. How many quarters have the guys that are their biggest contributors not played? Right, that's going to put a picture in your head about, man, if Ty Benton in a 15-game season where they win the state championship ran for 2,500 yards, but there's a good chance that he didn't play in half of the fourth quarters or even half of the game.
That's a good point.
What could it have been had he played the whole game? So I think it's pound for pound, you have to take that into account when you start to understand and try to grapple with the fact that what South Putnam is doing isn't normal. It's very abnormal to have this much success amongst or across so many different talents, and then also still find a way to simultaneously build the program for the years to come, because ultimately this is all this is about right now. Like, go put those guys out there, have them figure it out, so when it's their time, they'll be ready.
Yeah.
And the program doesn't lose a step.
Bouncing off a tackler, that's McConnell with the carry, and he works his way close to the 5-yard line. Again, North Putnam, we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, Jared, if you're Coach Moore, what positives can we take away from tonight's game? If you can avoid a shutout, I know most coaches don't really believe in moral victories, but if you can avoid a shutout here, that is a big, big momentum boost going into week 2.
Truthfully, if you don't believe in moral victories, you haven't been punched in the face and blown out.
And there is the
score.
score.
Cougars team, they've stood the test of time, and they found themselves in the end zone for the first time.
Lincoln Young with the score. And North Putnam is on the board with 8:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. The 5'8" senior puts the Cougars into the end zone for the first time tonight. Extra point is up and good, and that will make it 49-7 as the clock continues to run here in the fourth quarter. Just over 8 minutes to go. But again, North Putnam avoids the shutout. The 5-yard touchdown run for Noah McConnell.
Five games a season ago, as I look at this South Putnam schedule, that they scored over 49 points, averaged almost 38, gave up about 36, and that is a little skewed based off of some of the games where they gave up some big points to other teams, and obviously lopsided affairs where they had a shutout. So I think when you look at the game for what it is right now and just the blanketed score, 49-7, there is still some good and some silver lining in this effort right now for the Eagles. Scored a lot of points and obviously played a lot of quality defense, and that's what you want to do at any point in time when you step on the football field.
Coach Sorrell and his South Putnam squad wondering what's going through his mind as they gave up the touchdown.
I think it's simple. You understand that's what comes with the territory. It would be easy to leave the starters in there and to stick it to Coach Moore and the North Putnam Cougars. So sportsmanship creeps into the equation at some point in time, not wanting to flaunt a game that was practically over in that first quarter, but at the same time, pretty satisfied that your young guys on the defensive end can be tested. Your young guys on the offensive end, your backup quarterback can be tested. So there's good for everyone on both sides of the coin to walk away from this game feeling pretty good about how things have gone.
Squib kick going to be picked up right around the 23-yard line. as it's Blake Witt with the return across the 35. 8 minutes to go here in our contest tonight. 49-7, South Putnam, the defending 1A state champs, now in Class 2A. Both these teams will be in sectional 38 when the playoffs start in a few months. That's a long time away, though, as we are in the season opener here tonight across the state of Indiana.
Every year I've been blessed to sit in this broadcast booth, year number 3 with ISC, and I say, man, playoffs are a long time away. And then you realize 9 weeks is only 2 months.
Yeah.
They're really 2 months away.
Yeah.
If you make a deep run, then you go into the late part of October and to November. So for these seniors on this football team, for both squads and all seniors across the state, week 1 is already practically in the books. So have to savor each moment that you get because they are special and you don't get them back.
That's number 32, Cash Monett, with the carry. First time we've said his name tonight. He'll head to the sidelines, and now number 14, Andrew Benton. Looks like he's coming in as running back. So Coach Sorrell sending in some bench guys to get some reps here in the final few minutes of our game. And it's Charlie Rounds in at quarterback, by the way. Handoff to Andrew Benton. Picks up a couple of yards.
Andrew Benton, the ball carrier, gain of 3. It's going to be 3rd down, Eagles.
I think it's cool when you can have an environment of a family type of setup on your sideline. I see Khalil Jefferson in his Sycamore quarter zip on the sideline, still interacting with guys that he was teammates with. Mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, just near the 45-yard line. He was a key piece in their operation offensively and defensively last year. Talk about a guy that's playing defensive end at just over 200 pounds. So to play with the ranks of Division I offensive linemen says something about the product when you can put your hand in the ground as a defensive end, understand that you're outmanned in weight, and still make a difference. So I know that everyone in the blue and white miss Khalil Jefferson, but are cheering him on as they get ready to kick off here in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's always cool to have that family feel to your program when guys graduate, maybe go off to college, maybe they're playing college ball, and still be able to come back, especially for a game like this, week 1, after your team won the state championship, playing against your rival. Cool to see alum come back for these types of games. And it's even better when they come back and you can put on a special performance like this in front of them. Big punt will be down right around the 33-yard line, as we're under 5 minutes to go in this game, about to put the lid on the jar in this game between Putnam County rivals. Pitch to the left side. McConnell working his way to the sidelines, close to the 40-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play, maybe 7. Is that still a thing, by the way? 6-7? That's totally last year, right? Are these high school kids still doing 6-7?
I think if you enter into the right kid circle, it will forever be a thing.
South Putnam is going to take a timeout. And that will stop the clock with 3:31 to play. So all but over here. South Putnam going to advance to 1-0 to start the season. And when you look at week number 2 next week, South Putnam will hit the road just right up the road at Greencastle. The Tiger Cubs went 5-6 last year. And that was a big win for South Putnam in 2025. They beat Greencastle 65-21. One of those games where they put up a lot of points and a lot of yardage. Here's a big run across midfield. Lincoln Young saying, "I'm not done yet." Gets it to the 42 and a fresh set of downs for the Cougars. And they'll hurry it up as the clock runs. 3 minutes to go here in the game. Fumble on the play, and able to jump back on it was Thurman. He faked the handoff to Lincoln Young, and in that process lost the handle of it. Luckily for him, able to pounce right back on it.
It's been a point of emphasis so far in this game for Owen Thurman, unable to consistently hold on to the football, which at the quarterback controls is the most important part of just receiving that snap and making sure it gets to the right person.
Breaking loose down the sidelines, Ashton Hamilton, and he's in for the score. Ashton Hamilton to the house for the 45-yard score. Look at the block he had in front, and then green grass all the way. Jared, it goes back to what we've been saying in this second half for North Putnam. Some positive takeaways. You got to feel a little bit better about yourself. Might not get the win here tonight, but what you were able to put together in this second half, you stopped South Putnam on offense in that third quarter and the fourth. They haven't scored yet, and you're able to find the end zone twice yourself.
Speaks to the resiliency of your bunch. Continue to play the game, continue to play the right way with the right mindset. And when you do that, good things happen. And so far in this fourth quarter, that's 2 touchdowns for the Cougars. Has to make everyone feel pretty good in the orange and blue cheering on North Putnam.
.144 to play. And it's now 49-14. So we talked about South Putnam. They get Greencastle next week. How about North Putnam? They will have their first home game of the year next Friday night. They will host Cloverdale. Clovers went 7-5 last season, lost in the sectional championship to Sheridan. So some big matchups coming up in week 2 for both these teams. Cloverdale is one of the teams that North Putnam beat last year as they went 4-6. And it's always good to be on your home field. So North Putnam will have that 1 week from tonight, their home opener of 2026. Great crowd on hand for this rivalry game. North Putnam made the super long drive over here to South Putnam. And credit their fans, they've stayed in it this whole time as that kickoff is going to go out of bounds. That'll be a penalty. So because that kickoff went out of play, South Putnam will have great field advantage to start this next drive with 1:44 to play. I mentioned the light poles that are fancy and all lit up. The guys next to us here in the press box are showing off how they can change the colors of those lights on the light poles. Pretty interesting over here.
Now I'm tuned in.
So it looks like South Putnam elected to have them kick off again with the penalty. So the Cougars will take it away from the 35 with the final minute 44 to play here in our contest. Good kick, and it's going to be returned from Branson Enzer. Has some blocks across the 30 to the 35, and here comes Enzer down the field. He's going to take it all the way. Touchdown, South Putnam.
Talk about getting it done in all phases. Branson Enzer, #1 receiver coming into the season. And to end this game, whenever this goes final, the #1 kick returner on both sides of the field. Does a great job tracking the football. Got a block to his right from Ty Benton. And then it was all Branson Enzer. Make the kicker believe, and then make him trip on his own feet. Great job by the brigade escorting Branson into the end zone.
Six touchdowns on offense, 1 on defense, and now 1 on special teams. The extra point, that's going to go up from Bradley Williams, the other kicker, and that will make it 56-14 with 31.7 seconds to go. Eagles put up 55 in their state championship win against Pioneer. And they continue that dominance on offense, 56 points here tonight in the opening game of 2026. Scored 50 plus in 6 of their 15 games last year. And when you bring back most of that offense here in 2026, are we surprised that they put up this many points here tonight?
It's something that has to get the proper recognition at the appropriate time to flat out be able to recycle from one year to the next. I mean, we could be watching the beginning of a mini dynasty with what South Putnam has been able to accomplish with the previous years leading up to last year's state championship. I mean, they are that talented. Playing a 2A to 4A schedule all of last season as a 1A school, that's pretty impressive. They've been preparing for the time that the competition was going to get steeper, that things were going to get more difficult. It's always something that's going to stand in your way between glory and continued success. And ultimately, so far, the continued success has been on the backs of guys just putting their head down and working.
It's been pretty wicked to see what they have been able to do here in the last few years. Clock will wind down on the kickoff, under 30 seconds to go. The kick return here from McConnell. Still on his feet, finally wrapped up by big old 55. That's James Huddleston with the tackle. And that just might do it here tonight at South Putnam High School. (56-14). Your final score, the Eagles, your defending 1A state champions, start their year in Class 2A with a big dominating win against their rivals here tonight. What a performance all around. Like we mentioned, the offense was clicking. The defense had big plays. The special teams there in the final minute, able to find the score. It was a pretty impressive performance.
Absolutely.
Here from
Scored
the
a
Eagles.
touchdown in all three phases, offensively, defensively, and special teams. To get that this early in the season, only one opportunity to do so, and the South Putnam Eagles flat out got it done. And that's exactly what Coach Chuck Sorrell has done since he's been head coach, and they're going to continue to go in the proper direction. All the credit and respect to Coach Scott Moore, obviously on the downside of having experienced players, but they're going to build, they're going to get pointed in the right direction, and he will be responsible for that. So they just have to continue to keep their heads up.
Ty Benton had 3 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter. Cook with a rushing touchdown. Klein with a passing touchdown to Stouch. Calvert threw a touchdown to Enzer. Blake Witt had a pick-6 touchdown on the defensive side. A special teams score as well. North Putnam able to avoid the shutout. They scored twice here in the second half. But it's South Putnam with the big win against their rivals to open up the 2026 season. 56-14, your final score here in Greencastle. Jared, a pleasure working with you, my man.
Likewise.
Great job. Thanks to our entire ISC crew. I'm Rob Connett saying so long from Greencastle. 56-14, your final score. South Putnam starts the year with a win. Good night.